The evidence is so overwhelmingly obvious and strong and poignant that I have no problem saying that the Astros definitely cheated, period. No wiggle room, not running, not hiding, not trying to straddle the fence. Cheated. And maybe they still are. Maybe they cheated this past World Series. God, I'm so happy the Nats won that. Oh, I'm so happy the Nats won. The way this has been communicated over the years is that they used a camera in center field, and then they would then transfer the sign from the catcher, 1 fastball, 2 curve, 3 changeup, slider, whatever, and they would just then immediately electronically communicate that, well, via the electronical communication, would then use an audible sound in the dugout, a trash can, to alert the hitter. If there's no bang, fastball. If there's a bang, something soft is coming. I mean, it's hysterical how choreographed this is. It really is. And, you know, the whistleblower comes from the guy, one of their guys who used to play on the team. So even if you don't believe the video was manipulated, somebody's got it out for the Astros. Everybody's so jealous of just how well they draft and develop their players. They can't possibly be this good. That it's jealousy that's driving home this narrative, not reality. No. One of their former players, a pitcher, went out and flat out said, and he told the other 2 teams he's pitched for since, they cheat, this is what they do, fact. All right. So now that we know what happened, here's what needs to happen. The investigation must be as thorough, if not more thorough, than the Pete Rose investigation. And it must be as thorough or more thorough than the steroid investigation. Let me ask you a question. And I asked Mike this before. And I didn't pitch at a high level, but I obviously played. But I wasn't, pitching in college. But I would much rather stand on a mound 60 feet, 6 inches away from somebody in the bigs. And I would much prefer that hitter that I'm trying to get out is roided up on horse pills and HGH and any other sort of concoction, black market or otherwise, all right? I would rather face that guy, than face somebody who knows what I'm throwing. And there's not even anything to really debate about that. At least the roided guy, there's the chance, it's not a fair fight, clearly, because he's, physically, artificially amped up and enhanced. But at least I know that, if I make a perfect pitch on the black and I'm deceptive in not just my arm slot and my speed, but my location as well, high, low, in, out, that I've got a chance, even Barry Bonds, that is roided up best, to get him out if I put the ball where it needs to go. If I'm in the batter's box and I know that a change or a that's the whole deception of the game. Let me tell you something. There are guys. There's not a player in the minors that can't turn around the fastball and crush it. And I don't care if that fastball is 96. I start to get up to like 101. That's a little different. But even 95, 96. If said hitter, and I mean A ball, rookie ball, Arizona Fall League ball, if that pitcher knows a fastball is coming, and his time, and he's got and his swing isn't loopy, and his mechanics are just somewhat on point, that ball is going to be squared up, and that baseball is going to be hit hard. All right, just trust me on that. If the reason why you don't make the majors is because you can't hit the soft stuff, I couldn't hit it. I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't even really hit 95, to be fair. But, like, the soft stuff, kryptonite, man. I mean, you throw a slider change up, you just know it. You know what you can't hit. If you know that a changeup is coming, and here's the thing. If I'm facing a righty, I know that his curveball as a lefty hitter is coming into me. I was a lefty. If I'm a righty, I know it's going away. So you just box and you target that part of the strike zone. What do? Boom. You crush it. It is so inherently unfair to the point that the $2 million fine, which is the max fine that baseball can levy, is not enough, all right? I'm going to stop short, although many of you have not, of stripping them of their 2017 World Championship. That I'm not going to do because they didn't do it with the Yankees, who were roided up. They didn't do it with a lot of other teams that won and achieved great things, artificially enhanced, all right? And the Yankees had a lot of players in the Mitchell report, and that's been, don't think my timeline hasn't been seeing that. Like I'm 12 years old. Like I still go home and I bow to my Yankee posters. Come on, man. I mean, you gotta trust me. This is not about the Yankees. I mean, I've got more important. I love them, but I've got more important things to worry about, like my family, than whether or not the Yankees beat the Twins on a Tuesday night. I'm not going to say I don't care because I'm a Yankee fan, but at this stage of my career, and certainly at this stage of my life, what I say on the radio is representative of the ethics and the morality of the game and not derived from some youthful fandom. If you don't believe me, I don't know. I can't help you. Whatever. That's your problem, not mine. So what baseball needs to do is act so swiftly and so aggressively to dissuade anybody else from doing this. Here's what I would do. Oh, yeah, you'll get the $2 million fine. That's just a little thing, but that's definitely coming. That's a given. What I will also do is I will now take away not only first-round picks in back-to-back years, I will also prevent you from participating in free agency. You can't do anything. If you need a bat, go down to the minors, call somebody up. You need an arm, go get somebody. You want to trade for somebody during the season? That you could do. You are not allowed. You will not have top-flight draft equity, nor will you have the ability to spend money and use free agency as a means to shore up holes. What they did was so calculated and so against the ethics of the game. I really don't know. And this is not hyperbolic. I've thought about this all morning. I don't know if there's anything worse. Really. To me, this is worse than steroids. This is worse than Pete Rose gambling on the Reds to win. This is worse than spitting on a baseball or having a little, like there's when you're wearing your glove, there's a little where the leather those little holes where the leather goes in. Like and say if it's exposed, nobody's looking, let me get a little slit. I mean, 2 pitches later, you're going to get a new baseball anyway. But even using some sort of my belt, my uniform, something to make the baseball dance. This is just far too calculated, far too cunning, far too deceitful. This is ridiculous, man. I mean, this is really one of the most embarrassing, not in the Astros. I mean, bad enough that they don't know how to treat women reporters in their locker room. That's why their assistant GM got fired. The Astros are now public enemy number one in baseball. And you know what? If you want to tell me, like I've gotten all morning on social media, everybody's doing it, show me the evidence. Because I watched 2 hours of evidence this morning that tells me right now, at least what I've seen, and I'll correct this if I have to, only the Astros are doing this. Only the Astros are doing this. Here's what it sounds like. All right, the catcher's in the crowd in his crouch. Right, where's my bat? Catcher's in the crouch, right? And catcher puts down a fastball. Here's what you hear. You hear nothing. If he puts down 2, 3, or 4, right as the pitch is coming, it alerts you. It alerts you. So and it's easy to. This is not hard. Trust me, especially for these guys. Do I hear a bang? Nope. Fastball. I'm good to go. Bang. I'm loaded. Oh, got to keep the hands back. Something soft is coming. Hands back. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. And Rob Manfred's better. Rob Manfred better have the backbone to do something right about this. And quite frankly, I don't know that he does. I'm not sure. I would even consider suspending A.J. Hinch for a full season. Sean Payton got suspended. Why can't he get suspended? I mean, just because it's baseball and not football doesn't mean that this doesn't deserve every ounce of attention in our sporting world. This is crazy. I mean, I don't know how can you cheat more overtly? I honestly don't know, because a lot of the lines are blurred between cheating and gamesmanship, right? Like, gamesmanship, and I've said this kind of laughing with Tiki over the years. I mean, it's a strange visual, but and Ack is even a couple of years older than me. He certainly knows this. Guys like, Phil Necro and these guys they would use KY jelly. They would put KY jelly on their hat to lubricate it. All right? Or I'm not going to say the actual name of the feminine products, but other stuff too. And they wouldn't even really conceal it if you think about it. Gaylord Perry, renowned for this. Just kind of, whoa, he's getting, what's that? Oh, that's KY jelly. Oh, why did the ball just start an extra foot? Because he's cheating. That's why. But even that, in the baseball sense, is socially acceptable. Putting a camera in center field and then conveying what you see on that camera to the guy in the batter's box, this has to be punitive. This has to be decisive. This doesn't have to be swift because that implies they have to do it. No, do it thoroughly. If it takes 3 months or 4 months to get your answer, then in the 2021 draft, apply it or the 2021 free agency. I don't need an answer today, but this better be handled right. Because if it isn't, and if it doesn't get handled right, why shouldn't other teams do this? $2 million, big deal. $2 million is nothing to these people. Nothing. So what's going to dissuade them from cheating? You cannot allow, artificial intelligence and electronic tools to infiltrate the game of baseball. You just can't do it.